We got work to do, so let's get into it. This week in Destiny for the week of January 30th, 2025. February is almost right around the corner, and it looks like a lot to go through, but a lot of it is just recaps, so I'm just going to blast through some bits that we have already talked about in a separate video. So there was the Heresy Act 1 developer live stream, that there is also slight recaps. There is a Star Wars collab going on that is going to feature an armor set for each class, all of Stormtrooper variants. The Titan sucks, everything else looks, frankly, great. Then the next one is the new seasonal activity that is the Nether. This is going to be the whole reason that you're on the Dreadnought for, as you cannot enter the Dreadnought without being in some form of the Nether. It'll be a weird roguelike-like activity where you will have limited health, you'll have to find health pickups to restore it, and a variety of other things. That is a new alternate version of this. There'll even be boons that you can get positive buffs, as well as positive buffs with negative debuffs alongside it. If you've ever played Warframe's The Circuit, it's pretty similar to that. In my mind, the only difference being you're not teleporting in between destinations and areas randomly throughout the encounter with certified boss waves. I imagine it's going to be a little more simple like that. And then go into some new legendary weapons. Right here they show some of the weapons they have already teased. This one right here is an auto rifle that I believe is supposed to be a new strand support frame auto rifle, aka the healing gun. And then right here is an aerial denial, I almost said aerial. Area denial grenade launcher that, like I said, arc, it is the psychopomp as they've called it. There is also a sword and a linear fusion, at least appearances, that is basically just going to be that. And they did mention they can fit adept mods, and there will also be adept versions of some of these you can get access to, but there will be more going on in the next one. The full Season 11 reprisal set that is coming back, they only mentioned in the dev stream that there was the Colt Denial pulse rifle and the Whispering Slab bow, but in addition there is the Hollow Words fusion rifle, as well as the auto rifle and the caster sword from that old season. I forget the names of each of the ones of them, but essentially high impact, vertical frayed, caster sword, high impact pulse, and a lightweight bow, if you want the ideas. Then there is also the Vault of Glass weapons making their way back into the loot pool, being fully reprised, craftable, and updated. The honestly only one I hope is unchanged a little bit of Vision of Confluence, my baby of a roll, as Wellspring and Firefly. I loved it for ages. It's one of my most solid guns. But aside from that, a good refresh to a lot of these weapons could be quite good. Not to mention they will be adept and also multi-perked. If you don't know what that means, adept weapons typically roll with a set of 2 perks in each main column. They can now have up to 3, I think even 4, if you get the adept rolls and get the luck to drop. Aside from that, there's a reason to go back into Vault of Glass. Then they also mentioned there is a new set of Trials of Osiris armor. Frankly, the Warlock looks pretty solid. The Titan looks a little bit weird, and I've heard people really not like the Hunter, at least that is among my friends. But then again, I do think the Warlock has usually had the leg up when it comes to Trials armor, so nothing new there. And then they also talk about some new exotic weaponry that is showed. The first being Barrow-Dyad, which is a strand SMG that is almost like Osteostriga Light in a weird way. Because dealing damage generates a blight, and once you expend the magazine, you generate a blight seeker from the amount of energy you gained. However, when you stop shooting, you lose blight over time, but however, you auto-reload. It's a weird list of perks. Also, the way I described it was Centrifuge meets Hazardous Propulsion, the Titan Exotic, and a lime green flavored damage. That is the best way I could honestly describe it, and it does sound like it is going to be the weapon that is a exotic quest related thing, because it did mention it will have other perks you can pick through and, you know, evolve it a little bit down the line. The next is the Lodestar, which is another unique one that is a primary ammo burst trace rifle. That's a lot of weird words, but from hip firing, it acts like a normal trace rifle. Aimed on sights, it fires in a weird, every now and again, burst. It functions similar to a pulse rifle they described, but at the same time, as you deal damage, you charge a dynamic coil, and once you reach full charge, you will be able to hip fire and jolt anything it touches. But at the same time, if you kill anything arc debuffed from aimed down sights, they explode in a blinding explosion, which it sounds like this gun might be the Arc the Gun, but it will have to see how it does in pure damage. If it's just status effect, that could be nifty, but in other rights, it has to actually be effective itself. The next is the Tablet of Ruin, which is the artifact, and I'm going to blaze through some of the important ones as we're going. This could take a chunk. The first page, we have Unstoppable Fusion. Anything that is a fusion rifle, and I think also linear fusion is anti-unstoppable. Overload Machine Gun, as well as barrier-piercing sidearms, anti-barrier sniper, as well as unstoppable glaive from the start. Now, this might be a bit of a rough one. I know we have plenty of anti-champion through abilities, but in terms of pure weapons, what has it intrinsically, the only thing that has primary ammo anti-barrier is sidearms, which that may be rough for a while, just because personally I enjoy having all of my weapons have ammo and be able to be anti-champion. I usually double primary when it comes to GMs, just to be on the safe side. But then we go through a few of the other perks. Starting with column 2, we have overclock and load. When you're amplified or have bolt charge, arc weapons gain increased handling and reload. Deep Alchemy, weapons with the subjugation origin trait gain stability and reload speed for a short duration when hitting any target. These weapons are also overcharged. Volatile Marksman, rapid void weapon precision hits, and final weapon or rapid final blows with void weapons grant volatile rounds. That sounds nifty. Legend Incarnate, weapons with the time loss magazine origin trait gain bonus damage. These weapons also have overcharge, which is going to be, I'm assuming, akin to the Vault of Glass. As well, there is boosters. I'm going to skip those though. Unraveling Orbs. Pick up a Orb of Power or a Tangle and grant Strand Weapons Unraveling Rounds. That is a very nice one. For column 3, Photonic Flare. Defeating an exhausted or severed target with arc damage releases a blinding burst. Exhausted targets deal reduced outgoing damage. Exhaust is applied by disrupting combatants or by weapons with the Psychohack or Subjugation origin traits. So I guess that's a new debuff coming along. The next is Disruptor Spike. Improves the side effects of Exhaust and Sever, lowering a target's output even further. Exhaust targets deal reduced outgoing damage, and again, applied by that method. King's Vestige. Defeating powerful Taken loads your weapons with Taken energy. The next time you fire, launch 3 Taken Seeker rounds that disrupt and exhaust targets. Actually, there sounds to be a lot of anti-champion inherently just from random weapons. I can see why they did that. Dielectric. Defeating arc debuff targets grant bolt charge. That's going to be a good one. Hold the line while surrounded. Machine guns and glaives gain increased reload speed and stability. Final blows shall heal you. Oh, that last bit. Thunderlord build, here I come. Column 4, Dreadful Finisher. Defeating powerful combatants with your finisher spawns special ammo for you and your allies. Defeat subjugators, tormentors, or champions to spawn additional ammo at no cost of super energy. That sounds amazing. Blind Harvest. Rapidly applying volatile causes the next instance of void weapon damage to create a weakening burst. Another good sounding one. Flashover. When you gain maximum bolt charge, you also become amplified. Lightning deals more damage from bolt charge. Horde Shuttle, defeating or damaging unraveled targets with a weapon occasionally spawns a threadling. Nice little threadling perk. No Bell, Rapid Glaive melee final blows grant special ammo special ammo glaives additional ammo. Excuse me. Blocking damage with the glaives increases their melee damage to targets. Interesting. Then some of the good ones, hopefully. Void Flux. Defeating weakened targets with a void weapon applies volatile to nearby targets. Powerful targets increase the range of explosion. Basically, every void weapon gets unstabilized round, or destabilized? Yeah, that's the one. Defibrillating Blast. Stunning a champion grants maximum stance of bolt charge. Triggers an arc bolt that heals you and jolts combatants. Oh boy, I'm gonna like that one. Heavy Ordnance Regeneration. Dealing sustained damage to targets with a heavy machine gun or rocket launcher grants damage resistance and increases grenade and melee regeneration for a short time. I'm gonna like that one too. That's it right there. I'm taking that. Elemental Supercharger. Defeating exhausted or severed targets with weapons that match your super energy or super element grant energy. And more details on exhaustion. And lastly, Particle Reconstruction. Dealing sustained damage with fusions or linear fusion rifles, partially refill mag from reserves and grants bonus damage. Oh boy, I thought it wasn't there, but it actually is. That actually might be a challenge between that, because there are some great options that I usually would pick in round 5. Now, a weapon mod that is a new kind of mod, a fragile mod, which is going to be season-limited mods that you can add to your weapons. The first that they show is Act 1's Power of Resolve. Rapid final hits with this weapon creates a Taken Seeker, strong against unstoppable projectiles. Interesting. Now, the next dungeon race is here. You can watch them at these variety of places, and TikTok is once again back on the board, unlike the last time. With that, if you want some emblems for participating, the Trigonic Amber is going to be available for watching the Bungie Twitch channel anytime between there, as well as the variety of other places if you want that one. That is not contest as thought. The Gloaming Dark emblem is available for all opted-in Twitch channels streaming Destiny 2's Doctrine Bund, basically playing and streaming the dungeon. The Heretical Halation, which is basically sub and gift to Twitch, and you get this one. And then there is the trophies for the victors. These are the 3 trophies going to the fire team that wins the world's first race for Sunder Doctrine, in case you were curious about it. Now, allegedly, due to the SAG after strikes, there is going to be some voice lines that are going to be oddly silent in games, because I guess they couldn't find a voice actor or a random employee to just fill in and do the voices. However, they have automatically enabled subtitles by default to ensure players do not miss anything narratively. If you wish to adjust that, there is many ways you can improve the subtitles, but just be aware that if you randomly don't hear dialogue, that is, I guess, not a issue. It is a feature in a weird way. Then there is some changes to Fireteam Finder on mobile. In case you are at all interested, they did update the API a little bit and expanded it, and a little bit, they refined some things. I won't go into much details because if you need it, you'll see it. Otherwise, there's not many things I can say about it. They improved it, as well as adding a new clan tab that is also there on Bungie.net. Recapping the Revenant Bungie rewards. In case you don't know, the Vespers Host Dungeon and Unleashed title, basically the rewards, the bracelet, the emblem, or not the emblem, the pin, the jacket, all of these, they are earnable until May 6th, and you have to complete the title by May 6th of 2025 as well, in case you wish to buy or get them. As well as the Slayer Baron title, it has to be earned by May 6th as well, in case you wish to buy the pin. Then with the Crucible Legends sweatshirt, you got to reset your Crucible link with Lord Shaxx in the tower by May the 6th if you wish to get this. I won't. Then there is the Exotic Armory collectible of Slayer's Fang. You have to complete Cal's Fall and claim the shotgun by, again, May 6th. And the same thing with this poster for Revenant. Claim the Risen and Fallen Triumphant completing quest of episode Act Revenant by May 6th. It just keeps going on. Now, in addition to those, there is emblems available if you buy anything in the Bungie store. This is available until the end of Revenant. And then also, Bungie has a Blue Sky account in case you wish to follow them. And there is a variety of other places and socials listed in this page right here, ending at the end of the blue. Basically, if you wish to get in, I wouldn't say get in contact, or just pay attention to the Destiny on socials. And then there is, of course, games to give and a variety of other donation things that they share, incentives otherwise, and ways you can donate or otherwise support these variety of donation campaigns they've been doing. Now, fashion feedback. I still don't know anything that's happening here, but the themes discussed is Scarab Shell Mercenary, Street Artist, Bioengineered Behemoth, Bioluminescent Predator, Futuristic Healer, Digital Desert, Hoplite Tech. All of those are in this one. And then with the Scorgan winners. With the week picks, it's the final batch of the Destiny 2 Scorgan winners that will be featured in the TWID. With the variety, we have Bloody Tears, which I think I know that one. The Blue Eiffel 65, something everyone knows. And Interstellar, Ezio, Green Hill. Lord of the Rings, I'm still disappointed there was no Davy Jones ever shown. That is the iconic organ song to me. But then, the Monolithic Memento. With the release of episode Heresy on February 4th, we're implementing a fix for the Monolithic Memento from Salvation's Edge. In doing so, we'll be changing how they are awarded. Salvation's Edge and Garden of Salvation Memento acquisition has been changed to the following. Hard wipe completions are no longer required, only a full clear. Guaranteed drop on the first clear if it has never been acquired, with a chance to drop on subsequent full clears. Weekly class lockout, farmable when featured on Rotator, as well as Master Mode full clears now have the same rules, however, are farmable at all times with no lockout. Memento has been added to the Vault of Glass raid along with the rewards refresh for the above rules. Interesting. Players who have completed Salvation's Edge raid prior to the update 8.2.0 will receive an in-game message letting them know they're eligible to pick up a Memento at the Cryptarch. Nice. Now for some of the known issues. Slayer's Fang is stunning Overload champions, but not preventing their healing. Some major field work dialogues are incorrectly being used at the end of some missions. Vesper's Host, sometimes the final boss does not spawn, you have to wipe to get it to start. Vesper's Host, some players cannot complete Step 7 of Rogue Network as they can't interact or open the second chest. Players who are unable to complete Step 6 of the Rogue Network quest may have already completed the puzzle, just need to claim the collectible. And players cannot dunk the nuclear core in the bunker if the corrupted puppeteer's wet mechanic starts when the core drops. Then at that, there is many arts of the week they do share, which a lot of it is very good looking. I would spend some more time looking at it, but I am just going to steadily scroll by, allowing you all to glimpse them and see what they are in case you wish to either support the artists themselves in their sources or, you know, view it, use it. Well, I wouldn't say use it, but use it for a wallpaper mainly in case some of these are. I really like this one. That's creepy and unique. As well as a weird Nezarec taking a bath. But then Kermit Eris Morn, as well as a very good looking Sharpshot Hunter, and Germain, more Sundance and Cade, more Nova Bomb Warlock. Now, I know it looks for style, but I just got a comment. Well, actually, never mind. They're all using several exotics at once. I was about to say, you're using Mateodoxia on a Void class. That doesn't work, but never mind. I'm just going to leave that alone. Then, some interesting looking animations for a Warlock 3D animation. I instinctively called it Thorn because of the thorns. That is Lumina, my bad. And some Star Wars Destiny with a red versus blue. And just chilling in the tower, looking at the lights, and a weird rework of War Priest Oryx. Then with that, that is the end of this week in Destiny. That is all I have to say for you. I tried to keep this as fast as possible, considering there is a large amount of words, and there is just quite a lot to go through. I hope I kept it clean. My name is TheMadScorpyon. I will see you in the next video.